Welcome to the Life Makeovers podcast. My name is Cindy D. Whitmer, and I am the Midlife Makeover Coach, helping you turn your midlife into your best life, one step at a time. Through powerful conversations, my own midlife roller coaster story, and over 3 decades of helping people transform their lives through counseling and coaching, I am on a mission to help you create your own definition of success and happiness. Thank you for being here. Hey, everybody. Excuse me, it's the Life Makeovers podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. I recently had one of those weekends where the temperatures were ultra frigid. There was snow on the ground. There was some icy stuff too going on. It was a true winter weather weekend, which we don't always get a lot of in Lawrence, Kansas, but we did that particular time. And some things were, shut down and closed and not happening. And so what my husband and I decided to do was go get our errands run. Well, I do the errands these days because he's kind of laid up from an ankle surgery, or was still at that time. And so we could just hunker down for a few days. And, there were things to do at home. I could have cleaned the house. I could have taken down the Christmas decorations that were still up at that time. I could have taken care of all kinds of things. As you know, in life, we have constant to-do lists, right? And, there's always something that can be done. And yet I was sort of in a snow day kind of mood. So I grew up in Iowa, in Southwest Iowa, where back in the 70s and 80s, we would have snow days from school, and there was no virtual school at that time. So if school was closed because the buses couldn't run or the roads weren't clear, it was way too cold, we had snow days. And what those ended up being like in our house was we'd stay in our pajamas sometimes not, but we play board games, we drink hot chocolate, we play in the snow, build a snowman, go sledding, just really have fun and relax and not really do anything much. And I loved that. And so when I grew up and had children and there were snow days, I tried to make them fun as well. So we bake cookies or have hot chocolate and go outside and build snow forts or throw snowballs or build snowmen or go sledding or whatever. But the point is, we did not worry about work or chores or homework or anything like that. So I did the same thing recently. I adopted the same mentality recently with the cold, bitter cold weekend we had recently, where it was below zero every day, way below, and icy and snowy. And there's a reason I'm telling you all this. So I stayed in my sweats or my pajamas, or just put on yoga pants and a great big sweatshirt. Didn't even wear a bra. I really relaxed, didn't put on makeup, nothing. Did I comb my hair? I'm not even sure I combed my hair. But I'm telling you, I did, I just really didn't do anything, appearance wise to take care of myself like I usually do. And I ignored my to-do list. I was even thinking the oven needed clean. There were some greasy splatters on it and stuff and crumbs from all the cooking I've been doing recently. And I thought, it can wait. Who cares? So what? Who cares? And so I just relaxed. Okay, so that was fantastic. Well, another thing, I'm getting to something here. Another thing we did was Ed and I give each other experiences for Christmas gifts. We don't buy stuff anymore. We get each other tickets to something or other, like I got him tickets to one of his favorite Southern rock bands, Blackberry Smoke, who's coming to our area in March. And he got me, drum roll, are you ready for it? An ABBA tribute band concert that's coming to Kansas City at the end of January. And so I'm so excited about that. Well, he's not overly familiar with ABBA music. So another thing we did was I blasted a bunch of ABBA music in the house. Singing along, dancing in the living room, just moving and shaking to the ABBA music. It felt so good to sing at the top of my lungs, blast this music at our house, move around with no grace or rhythm whatsoever, just moving, having a great time. So there was much singing and dancing. Now he wasn't dancing because he's laid up with a sore ankle from surgery, but I was. You guys are all like, okay, you're in your pajamas or your yoga pants, you're dancing in your living room, you're singing ABBA at the top of your lungs. Okay, we're never listening to this podcast again. Anyway, so I was singing, I was dancing. And then, of course, there were some phone calls with friends, and we're talking about our lives and telling each other our stories and things like that too, and visiting with kids and telling stories. And then I took some quiet time, like some seriously calm, quiet time. And it was just fabulous. Like I sat at my puzzle table and worked on my puzzle, listening to quiet, meditative music. I curled up on the couch by myself with a cup of tea for a while, just pet the cat, just basked in the glory of the quiet. And I looked out the window a lot because I have bird feeders, and the birds have just been around like by the dozens because I don't think they have access to food anywhere because of all the snow and the ice and everything. So the feeders are really important to them right now. And just delighted in all of that. So I have that weekend, right? And it feels so good. I mean, I don't realize I knew it felt good, but I didn't realize how great until I got back into the week of things and got going 100% again with everything else in my life, the organizations I belong to, the to-do list, the business, take care of the business and everything. But I get this email. I'm on this email list of my friend Robin Goffs, who is the founder of a place called the Light Center, which is just south of Lawrence here. It's a retreat-like place. It's a beautiful nature spot, and they grow food, and they do all kinds of really loving the earth kinds of things out there. But anyway, she's a lovely person, and she's in South Africa. I've been in South Africa this month. And she was sharing in her newsletter about 4 universal healings that indigenous groups practice. And she was talking about this in terms of the South African tradition, but she referenced the research around this around the world with all kinds of indigenous groups and the 4 universal healings. I mean, when you think of healing, when I think of healing, probably in the Western world, we think of doctors, right? Maybe, or we might think of medicine of some sort. Or if you're even a little less traditional, you might think of things like acupuncture or Reiki or massage or, herbs or all kinds of different healing practices or prayer or things like that. But the 4 universal healings that she spoke of learning about there is singing, dancing, storytelling, and silence. Can you believe it? This newsletter showed up literally 2 days after I'd spent my weekend basically doing those 4 things and delighting in it so much. And I thought, wow. So singing, dancing, storytelling, and silence. So instead of, Tylenol or Motrin or Band-Aids or I don't know what else, when you're down and out or when you're physically unwell, have have you tried singing, dancing, storytelling, or silence? I just thought this was fascinating. I loved it. And this is not a podcast against Western medicine, because I've been grateful for that too. And I know it's saved lives, and it's saved many. I mean, my husband just had ankle surgery that was corrected in Western medicine traditions, which I appreciate. And he is probably alive from his motorcycle accident because of that, Western medicine as well. But anyway, apparently in indigenous groups, when someone is ill, the elders come and ask, when did you stop singing? When did you stop dancing? When did you stop telling your story? And when did you stop the practice of silence? So I'm like, wow, that is so fascinating. So I just wanted to offer that today, because how I translate that as a coach and as a person, that just loves to help people be happier and healthier and create the lives they really, really want, especially in midlife and beyond. That tends to be my biggest audience. I'm always looking for interesting perspectives about the best ways to move forward in our lives and truly enjoy life, because I believe life is meant to be enjoyed, and that we're meant to be happy and enjoy the human experience. And I've never once in my lifetime thought, hey, someone's hurting or someone's upset or someone's struggling physically or struggling emotionally, just sing, dance, storytell, and be silent. But all of these things make sense to me. They translate to me as joy. Be joyful, right? Be joyful, move your body, relax, and just have fun moving, relax, and be inspired. And of course, with the storytelling, when we tell our stories, if we're being honest, telling our stories, we're really connecting. We're truly connecting with other people. And hopefully we're being heard. And that helps us to feel like we belong. And so that's part of what I think the magic is in storytelling, is that you feel heard, you feel like you belong, you're really connecting heart to heart or mind to mind with other people. And that is a wonderful feeling. And then silence is golden. I'm telling you, when you're quiet with yourself, which I do take time out every day for silence, that's part of how I start my day, is in silence. And what I find is that it's calming, it's relaxing, and it cracks open my mind to be receptive to spiritual guidance or answers in my life to some of my questions I have about life. Or I find my creativity really flows better when I have taken time for silence, which is really an interesting gift that can come from that quiet time. And the other thing that, for me anyway, is important, and I don't know, some of you may be like this, or you may be aware of it and you may not be, but everybody comes with energy, a certain energy about them. Some schools of thought say we all vibrate at a certain level or whatever, but everybody brings energy into a room or into a space when they're there, right? And if you're very sensitive to other people's energy like I am, which is part of what makes me a good therapist and a good coach and a good friend, but is also part of what takes energy from me, is that I really feel the energy of other people. I can really get involved in the energy of other people. And at times it's the most wonderful gift. And again, serves me and others well. And at other times it's draining for me. And so that weekend, when we were snowed in, so to speak, hunkered down because of the weather, there was a class that I usually meet with in person, and they decided to meet on Zoom. And I love this class, and I love the other members to it, and I intended to go. And then I was enjoying the silence so much right when the class was about to start on Zoom. that I thought, you know what? I don't want to take away the sacred silence, because if I get on that Zoom call, all the people that are going to be on that Zoom call who I love so much, I'm going to get invested in their energy and their ideas and their thoughts and their stories, which is wonderful on some level. But in the space that I needed to be in right then, hunkered down like I was, I felt the best choice for me was to stay in my own little silent zone. And I am so grateful I did, because I had had a really good experience. And it felt so healing. It felt so healing, helpful, wonderful. And that's a great space to be in. So I must say, these four universal healings, I think there's a lot to them that we could gain from our perspective in the Western world, specifically, or kind of mainstream, you know, America, I guess I should say. I don't know what that is anymore, but hopefully you know what I mean. And I'm not being insulting to any groups, but but I love the idea of healing through song, dance, storytelling, and silence. So take that for whatever you want to take it for today. For sure, I would adopt some of these or engage in some of these and just see what it can do for you if you are under duress, you're feeling stressed, or you just need something different in your life than what you're currently getting. And I will look forward to talking to you again soon. And actually, if you would like more help with your healing and moving forward and really discovering what is going to lead you to feeling better in your life in general, this is what I do. I help people do that as a coach and therapist with a therapeutic background. And so I have an opportunity for you, if you would like it, that is cost free, and there's no obligation, there's no nothing, to just have a conversation with me. And I'd love to hear what's happening in your life. I'd love to know what is happening in every listener I have in your lives, and offer the support that I can in a simple chat that we could have. And all that you need to do is go to timewithcindy.com to set that up. And then we will get together and talk about life. I think it is the greatest gift that I can give you, is the gift of my time, where I can offer you support and perhaps some, feedback on ways to evolve from where you are right now closer to where you want to be. So please go to timewithcindy.com if you're interested in that opportunity. And I will talk to you again soon. Take very good care. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Life Makeovers podcast. Please like, subscribe, and share this podcast with those that you think would also benefit from what we're doing here. And I will talk to you again soon.